welcome to another episode of Sports and Discourse with your host, Derek Stevenson. And guys, listen, I'm super excited. College basketball kicked off for my Kentucky Wildcats. And of course, so far with the preseason games, we can even go back to the Big Blue Bahamas tour preseason and even starting off last night against Howard. So far, they've been doing what they're supposed to do. They've been getting big victories. They've been playing, they haven't been playing down to the competition. They've been stepping on the team's neck. And that's what, most good teams, even when they play bad or lesser competition, they just do what they're supposed to do. They get them out of there early. And that's what Kentucky's been doing. They definitely, they stepped on it from soon as the game tipped off, and it took them a couple little minutes to warm up, and then they just went on and just dropped the hammer on Howard, and they pretty much coasted throughout the whole entire game. And I really like to see that. The one thing that really has me encouraged so far is Kentucky just seems to have a decent amount of depth, and sometimes they've had teams where they've been lacking, and when some of the starters come out of the game, or if we have some injuries, they really don't have anybody that could pick up the slack. And I don't feel like that's going to be a problem this year, which is a good thing, because as we seen last night, and I know that we were playing Howard and we're going to have a tough schedule, but it was very encouraging for me to see that even without the National Player of the Year, even without our experienced returning point guard, and even without one of our most freakish athletes, we still was able to get a very convincing victory. And that just gives me a lot of hope for down the season, because so far it just seems like Calipari is going to have all the ingredients. It looks like they're going to be a pretty consistently decent defensive team. I know they were talking during the game. They were saying that some of Calipari's better teams has been when he's had around 8 shot blocks a game. And I think that they have a few players that should be able to protect the rim really good. Like they always say, Oscar Tshiebwe is a good defender on the ball, but he's not necessarily a shot blocker. So I'm not really looking for him to really protect the rim, but we do have some guys like Damian Collins. We have Jacob Toppin. We got Ware. We got Ugonna Kingsley. And I got to correct myself because he's not going by Kingsley, and I don't want to mess my guy's name up just yet. So I'm going to learn how to pronounce his name correctly. Right now, I'm going to just go with Kingsley. And then once I get his name down correctly, then obviously, I'll go by what he's got on the back of his jersey. But we got a lot of guys that seem like they're going to collectively be able to protect the rim. So we should have a good defensive team. And another thing that really has me encouraged is we got 2 guys that can just light it up from deep. We got C.J. Frederick and we got Antonio Reeves. And it just seemed like those guys, if they get good looks, they probably going to hit a decent amount of long-range jump shots that they take. I could see a scenario where both of them is shooting 43% and up from 3. They might have a few spells during the season where they might go cold and maybe it might drop a little bit, but it just seemed like when those guys get good looks, they usually just hit most of their shots. And I really like to see, CJ and Reeves just have the confidence that when they open, they just going to shoot it. Reeves actually, he scores from all 3 levels of the game so far. Now, of course, Kentucky's going to get into the meat of their schedule pretty soon. They have a really tough schedule. So we're going to see if Reeves can continue to play like this once the competition level starts going up. But I'm pretty sure he's probably going to be okay. But right now, he just looks like a 3-level scorer. He's scoring around the bucket. His mid-range looks good, and his 3-ball looks excellent. So he's going to be one of those guys that we're going to have to, we're going to have to depend on him being able to shoot the ball from deep. Like I said, they got a couple other guys that when they get open, they look like they're going to be able to shoot pretty good. Toppin shoots pretty decent when he's open. Livingston looks like he can knock the 3-ball down when he's open. And then, Casey Wallace looks like he's a pretty good shooter. So this is gonna be one of those teams where I feel like we might actually be able to really start transitioning into the way that the game is played today. And the game is played from long range. It's outside in. It's always good to have some, a strong presence around the bucket. But um, just the way the game is being played now, it's about perimeter scoring. And Kentucky seems to have a decent amount of that. We got some firepower this year. And like I said, we got guys that can take you off the dribble and score. Reeves can take you off the dribble. Casey Wallace looks like he can go off the dribble. Toppin can go off the dribble. Livingston can go off the dribble. So we should have a very versatile team. It's really getting me excited. I can't wait to see them when they start playing some better competition. It's possible that they may take some bumps early in the season because some guys are really trying to get their health together. Not really sure when Sheway is going to join the team. And whenever they do, then they'll have to figure out some chemistry with when we get the actual set lineup of what Calipari's majorly going to use. We're not really sure. He's probably testing some lineups right now. But I'm just glad that he has a lot of versatility on this roster. Looks like got a lot of guys that can just play multiple positions. He could go small ball. He could go big. He's got a lot of options this year. Maybe he might have one of the most complete teams that he's ever had at Kentucky. And I know that the fans are going to be on his head. They're going to be watching him real close. And me, myself, I really want him to have some success with this team. I don't want this to be another one of those situations where we look at some of these teams and feel like, we just feel let down by them not being able to reach up to their potential, especially after coming off last season. A lot of people was looking at Kentucky like they had one of the best teams in the country. Some people was even picking them to win the tournament. I thought they were going to win the tournament, and we ended up going out to the Peacocks. So that was super disappointing, and we can't follow that up, with another disappointing season. So I think this year Calipari got to make some noise, and I think for this season and the next 2 seasons, maybe at least this season and the next season after that, they probably going to have a strong team. So he got to make some noise, man. He's got a real good opportunity right here to have really strong back-to-back seasons, and hopefully he gonna make it work, man. But anyways, y'all let me know what y'all thought. Are y'all excited? Are you encouraged? I'm ready to go, man. I love Kentucky football, but they kind of fell off a little bit. Hopefully they can salvage the end of their season, and we can tool up for next year and come back and try to improve and get a little better. But right now, man, basketball season got me excited. I think we're going to make some noise. But y'all let me know what y'all think about the team, and we'll get back at it next time on Sports and Discourse with Derek Stevenson.